Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Forged 20 podcast. I am your Dungeon Master for Tales of Lodrienth, Zach Coldiron, and I would love to welcome you back to this campaign. Last time on Tales of Lodrienth, the group of Moros, Lloyd, and Chorus decided to enter the temple of an unknown and lost god who is presumed to be a Lich. As they explored this dungeon, going through a complete hallway of magical darkness, submerging themselves in a pool that revealed the truth of the falling stars' calamity, that flying ships were crashing into the world, they continued to venture deeper and deeper until they found an elven wizard who had clearly lost his mind. He used to serve a goddess called Bea the Beautiful, and they found his journal. And as they left this temple and re-emerged with evidence that they had gone in there, this journal, they were met by an army of undead goblin and a figure cloaked in black, accented with purple, their eyes glowing, a shiny purple orbs for eyes, with heavy labored breathing. But that's where we left off, so let's get into Tales of Lodrienth.
Let's get back to this shit in 3, 2, 1. All right.
There is very clearly a man in some sort of intricate arcane machinery with tubes from his chest into his mouth. With heavy labored breathing coming from this machine, you can hear it in front of an army of goblins. As you emerge from the Temple of the Unknown God, this is the first thing you see. What do you guys do?
Back the fuck away, because I'm, for some reason, in the front.
Yeah, Moros would be at the front.
I'm fucking naked.
And, they haven't done anything yet other than they're approaching us and surrounding us.
Yep. You just see the cloaked man with the purple bulbous eyes kind of just watching you. Just looking at you. Each. Nobody in particular.
Moros is going to draw his sword. He's not going to point it at him. He's going to have it out defensively to protect himself and his allies.
Okay.
He doesn't say anything.
Anybody else want to do anything before I move on?
Yes. The do you eat brains is just all what Chorus is doing. He ran away and said, do you eat brains?
I would like to ask him a question.
You absolutely can ask a question.
The question I'm going to ask is, are you the traitor?
Mm-hmm.
For a moment, you hear silence. Moros, you raise your blade. The figure slowly raises a hand as if asking you to put the blade away, indicating to you that they mean no harm. Chorus, you ask, do you eat brains? The figure just looks at you and doesn't answer your question, but upon Lloyd asking this question, are you the traitor? He turns to you, Lloyd, locking eyes with you the longest because you asked this question. You hear the heavy labored breathing once more, and then you hear a voice begin to speak. Depends what you think a traitor is. Tell me, what are you implying, human?
I believe they called him the defector. I don't.
Defector, betrayer, traitor, they're all the same thing.
I think he's sensitive about the term. He might try to eat our brains if...
Hold on.
We call him a traitor.
Realistically, what I'm trying to entail is not necessarily like a traitor to us or anything of the sort. I mean, of your own kind.
My own kind. The Illithid.
Whatever they may be.
Yes.
Yeah, the squid folk.
They don't agree with my ways because I practice. And you see him raise his hand and you see flurries of arcane light pour out. Because I practice the arcane. He turns his head to look at you, Chorus, then looks at Moros. You've heard of me. Not many living know of our existence. Tell me, how did you come across my brothers and sisters?
We're getting a lot of brains in a little town we were in.
Yes, we got to
your trail.
We got to see their handiwork.
I see. Unfortunately, it is something that my kind needs to sustain themselves with. That is how we live.
You the one who pulled us into that vision? No, you didn't recognize us. That couldn't have been you.
Oh.
I swear to God we made eye contact.
He raises a finger. Who said that I didn't recognize you?
Bitch, you acted like you didn't know who we were.
He chuckles a little bit. Well, I do. I've only seen you in my visions, meditating. But I saw you at that goblin camp.
Were you meditating, or were you talking about me when I was...
Are
you seeing me when I sit still?
Let's just say I can project myself. I have that knowledgeable with magic.
Oh, okay. You're one of them people. Oh God. Okay. Listen, if he starts talking to you about star signs and shit like that, don't take his advice.
You know
it'll
that's
ruin
real,
you financially.
Right?
What?
You know, astrology. That's what they call it.
What? Yeah. I know. Listen. I've met one of you shaman type before. You took me for all my money. I ain't doing it again.
Well, I'm not here to take all your money. In fact, maybe I'm here to give you some. I come with a business proposition.
Shit, I ain't gonna turn down money.
You come with what now?
A business proposition.
So I assume that you are... a friend? Perhaps?
Oh, hold on. Let's just...
Listen, we just got Moros to accept that I'm undead. Let's not try to get him to be friends with squid people this soon.
You... come here. A defector from your people. And you present yourself to us having known we've been following you. Obviously, if you wanted to harm us, you could. But how could we want to work with you? How could money solve a problem when what I see before me is an abomination?
Let me ask you this. Do you think my brothers and sisters are abominations?
I think you all are abominations, yes.
Fair assumption. Who says I don't think the same of you? However, that's not the point. My brothers and sisters, they don't understand that magic could make us even more powerful. It could help us attain our goal that they lost. All we want is to go home, beyond the veil, and we're trapped here. And I'm willing to pay everything to go home.
Moros is uneasy in this moment. He hasn't excuse me. Moros is uneasy in this moment. You see he hasn't lowered his sword. He still has it raised and firmly grasped. Both hands, mind you. Pause. And he kind of looks over at Chorus and with Lloyd. I cannot speak for my allies. I can only speak for myself when I'll say this. My morals and my principles will not be compromised for wealth. I don't just see abominations with you and your kind, I see what stands behind you and all around us. This magic you use is an abomination.
It is a necessary
I'll listen
tool
to
for my
you.
survival. You understand that, right?
Moro shakes his head. No, I do not. I will listen to you. But I cannot promise that I will see the same way you see it. But go on.
He nods for a moment. I understand your perspective. Many of your type think necromancy is something dark, disgusting, something that shouldn't bless these realms, but it's helped me gain power to help fight against my brothers and sisters who have lost their way. And I've actually helped you find them a little bit. Did you find my message next to the riverbed in the goblin camp?
Moros reaches into his pocket, keeping one hand on the sword, reaches into his pocket and pulls out the map that he sketched out from those markings from before. Do you mean this?
He nods very slowly. Yes, I left you a map to help you find where my brothers and sisters are currently operating. Albeit, it's a bit vague.
I mean, a bit. It's a fucking circle with some lines and more circles.
Well, I can't necessarily leave a whole essay.
I mean, it's like no north, south, east, or west. Come on now.
Do you have a map of this continent of Lodrienth?
I don't. No, expensive
Morris
maps are.
nods.
They're like 5 gold pieces.
I have a map.
Hand me the drawing and the map, and I will show you the way.
Moros looks at Lloyd. And then back at the Illithid and then back at Lloyd, almost looking to Lloyd if he should do this or not.
I'm gonna shrug my shoulders. Oh.
He looks over at Korith when you do that. And he kind of like, you see like an urgency on his face. He's like, come on, tell me what to fucking do. Do I give him the map?
I mean, yeah, I want to know where we're going. I mean, I want to know what's north on that fucking thing. I can't read it. It's been bothering me. I'm looking at it, trying to figure it out, you know?
Moros kind of like shakes his head and then reaches into his pocket once again and grabs the other map. And he slowly hands it towards the Illithid.
The Illithid takes both maps, snaps his fingers, and the arcane markings that he created, the piece of paper that it's on, that it was transcribed onto, it becomes a little more transparent as he places it over the map. And you see that some of these sigils, they line up as below. You see that one line's on the Isle of Ethlar. One is outside of Ravenmoor, the town that you are relatively close to. One is in north of Port Ashtalon. One is in the north of the Elicorian Wilds. One to the northeast of Elia in the Jagged Teeth. And there are 2 in the Badlands. There is one, however, one sigil that is larger than the rest as he points his finger to it. This is where the Elder Brain is located. Uthamak, their leader.
Where's the bigger one located?
At the capital city.
That's a bad thing.
Now,
Moros kind of sighs at this knowledge. That's all he does, sorry.
okay. As
All right.
Moros sighs at this knowledge, he begins to explain, each of these is an Autoloid crash site. From the falling star's calamity many millennia ago, my kind, we run rampant here, hiding in the shadows. However, the divine veil has prevented us from leaving. No organic or celestial matter may pass through, no matter how powerful. Not even the gods. I've tried. Trust me.
How'd you get through in the first place then? Or was it not here when you got here?
It was not here when we got here. In fact, it was activated shortly after we got here.
Why?
Well, powerful wizard from over 5,000 years ago saw that many more of us were coming here. Our initial goal was to invade, conquer, and consume. But no matter how much we've tried, our kind has been caught, persecuted, executed, all of our existence classified to public knowledge. All we want at this point, after years of struggle, is to leave.
You keep saying we, but you've also mentioned your brothers and sisters have lost their way, that they're no longer looking for a way back. What is it that they're doing now?
Currently, at this time, they have, for the last couple thousand years, have been mining a very powerful ore called arcanium. It's very rare, mostly found in highly elevated regions. However, the Mind Flayers have taken control of most of the supply of this. They're trying to use it to create something powerful enough to turn the entire continent of Lodrienth into Mind Flayers, and shortly after that, all of Nakathis will be consumed. That is their goal. If they can't escape, they'll make their own home.
That should be impossible.
Well, when you have many powerful people under your grasp, anything is possible.
Also, Lloyd, you travel with an undead minotaur who gets possessed by a demon god anytime he fucking falls unconscious. The realm of impossibility, I think, should have been widened a bit ago.
Listen, that is not what I mean. I'm saying the biggest reservoir of this arcanium is where I come from.
No, I mean, fair enough. So I'm assuming it's heavily guarded and protected?
Exactly. In these Mind Flayer bases.
What the fuck is an Elder Brain? You kind of mentioned it and just skirted over it and just... The fuck is an Elder Brain?
True. You wouldn't know. I'm always assuming things. I probably should stop doing that.
Yeah, it makes an ass out of you and me.
Sorry. He raises his hands. Well, an Elder Brain is... Basically, we are technically one being. I have cut myself from the Elder Brain, but the Elder Brain and the rest of the Mind Flayers are technically one being, an aberration, you could say. He controls, with his will, an army of Mind Flayers, thralls, the like, to do its bidding, to acquire its goal. And, well, if I had to physically describe it, it looks like a brain with many massive black, disgusting, slimy tendrils.
I'm not gonna say it. Don't say it. Be kind. Alright. Well, that's disgusting. And that's, you said, in the capital city.
Underneath. Uthamak has been there for quite a long time.
And if we killed the big brain, Would you even let us kill the big brain? I should preface with.
Well, if he's cut off from it, he shouldn't be affected by it.
Correct.
Yes, but he also doesn't seem like he wants the eradication of his people.
You're correct in that. I would appreciate some Mind Flayers to join me, but I would prefer Uthamak be dead.
Could you control it?
The Elder Brain.
Don't. I mean, let's not give him any ideas now. I mean, he might be wanting to leave, but who's to say not in fucking a few hundred years he decides to come back and try again?
Well,
no offense.
I'm
but...
saying if we come to an agreement and we can bind you via your soul, whatever, so that way you would have to do whatever it is that we ask you to do under this contract via get the fuck out of here. Could you do it?
It would help me become
You've
powerful
got
enough
soul magic?
to do that, actually. If I could find a way to do that, that would actually help me
What
achieve
are
my
you
goal.
suggesting here? This is preposterous.
In fact,
Helping him dominate an Elder Brain?
Under this contract. And if he were to go against it, he would die, is what I'm
We
saying.
could just exterminate the lot of them.
I mean,
That's true. But we would have to find them.
or
He just
More
told us where they were.
That's
yes.
not. That wouldn't be all of them. Obviously,
It'd be
they've
the
been-
Elder Brain.
Could we kill it?
This.
in your current state, looks each of you up and down, you couldn't take down any of the bases, at least.
And do
I
you know
don't
if
think.
anyone else is cut off from the Elder Brain?
Oh, at least from what I know, I'm the only one who has defected.
And how
Because-
long ago was this?
Oh, how long ago did I defect? I would say about 15 years ago.
So you wouldn't know within the past 15 years if someone were to intentionally cut themselves off from this Elder Brain.
Correct. However, I do know some people associated with the Elder Brain. I don't know if they're still associated, but this information could provide to be useful for you.
So you say that like they're not mind flayers.
Some are, some aren't.
Is that term offensive? I apologize. I didn't think to ask. I keep calling you it, but
No.
No, okay, that's all right then. I'll keep calling you it. I think it.
Calling him for what he is.
I mean, yeah, but that's like looking at me and call me a half breed. Like, well, I
Who would
guess
ever think you were a half-breed? We would just think you were like a skeleton minotaur man.
Is half-breed something they call undead in your world? So would I be a half-breed
no.
too?
I used to be.
You're undead.
I used to be alive. I'm no longer alive. Whatever. Wait, you didn't.
No, the Mind Flayer.
You didn't. I know me. I meant him. You didn't know he was. Am I?
I
Hold
thought
on.
you were talking about Chorus, to be honest.
I'm gonna be real. This might have just been an undead to undead connection. I thought y'all knew he was undead.
I could sense it, but I thought it was all the
goblins.
disgusting freaks
Listen,
around.
I'm not dead,
Alright.
and I don't have this crazy sense mumbo jumbo.
Well, no. I just thought
of course
the
I'm not
dudes
gonna-
in the big hood and everything kind of gave it away. I mean, it kind of just screams Lich.
Well, to me,
Hit
it
the
kind
nail
of
on the coffin
screams.
on that one. He laughs.
All right.
Yeah,
you
he's
know
kind
what?
of fucked up, and maybe he needs like some life support or something. Who knows?
Do you know
I
what?
didn't-
That's fair. I
You
might have
want-
been making assumptions.
Why are we having this conversation in front of the freaking brain-eating necrophiliac?
Hold on now, I'm
Hey,
not a
I don't-
necrophiliac.
Also, it technically wouldn't be anything wrong with it. He's also a corpse.
Don't justify disgusting behaviors.
So incest.
No, what? They don't share no genetic similarity. Like, if anything, it'd be like bestiality. They're goblins.
Well, they're classified as humanoids.
Well,
Barely.
All right, tell us. Where can we find the people that are associated with the thing? How can we, I don't know, get on the right path to gain power to be able to destroy this elder brain? So we can get rid of your kind, and that way we can find a way, or that you can find a way to do whatever you need to do to get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Fair enough.
Wait, can you even... You can't spread your kind anymore, can you?
Shakes his head. Nope.
Huh. Perfect. All right, we kill all the rest. We leave him.
So what is your objective here? You alone want to leave.
Correct. To go home.
You don't desire any of your others.
If I can convince them to join my cause, then I would gladly have them come with me. However, they're under Uthamak's control. There's nothing I can do until Uthamak is dead.
All right.
You mentioned a divine veil of untold power of being unable to undo it. Don't you think something like that would come with untold consequences for the people who live under said veil? Maybe said veil was there for a reason.
You bring a good point. But they were meant to
You're
keep us
asking
out.
us.
But
You're asking us to potentially put our world in danger to save one Mind Flayer.
Have you tried plane travel?
what travel?
Plane, like shifting between the different planes of existence?
Good luck with that. The Divine Veil prevents that from happening too.
I mean, kinda. I guess. Unless the... I mean, I guess that the plane of death isn't technically part of a different plane. It's just like a subplane of the material plane that I get. Maybe. I don't know.
You see, he kind of looks at you.
I'd have to ask my buddy about that.
Your buddy.
Dalton himself doesn't remember the god's name, but, you know, Horus would. I know because of the... not Malik. No, the god of death and justice.
Oh, you're talking about Sarkot. Yes.
Sarkot. I was like, my brain just kept going Skeletor. I was like, it's not Skeletor. Don't say Skeletor. I mean, I could ask Sarkot. He'd get back to me in 2 to 3 business weeks.
Okay,
He's a busy god.
The only thing I'm getting from this conversation is, you want the Elder Brain to die. You want to find a way to get out, but if you find a way to bypass or get rid of this celestial or whatever veil, divine veil, that could potentially leave us vulnerable to beings such as yourselves and possibly other beings that were meant to no longer be here or come here. Because how do you know you're the only ones that are supposed to be locked out from coming here?
And who's to say you won't come back to finish the job that your others started? You could just go back and get a bigger fleet.
So I can kind of attest in a bit of a roundabout way on his behalf about the whole not being able to do the whole mind, turn other people into brains bullshit. Because I can't do any of the other shit I used to be able to do when I was like I used to heal better when I was a Minotaur, like a full blown Minotaur. But then when I became a skeleton, I couldn't do that anymore.
Isn't
so our bodies kind of lose. Well, our bodies lose, and once we stop taking in nutrients, in the way you all do, certain functions of the body stop working. Like, I'm not as strong as I once was because I have no muscles anymore. So my powerful legs, which would let me do like a really forceful charge, can't do it anymore because I can't generate the speed that I once was able to, generate. So for him, if it's them, what the fuck? I'll worry about that later. I'll think about it tonight.
I'll think about it.
If it's like an organ or a thing like that produces like some kind of secretion that turns these things into these other things, well, that organ wouldn't be able to function anymore because his body's decomposed.
Okay, but can the others do it?
The other ones probably can. Yeah, they're still alive.
Well, then that's all we need to know. So kill them all.
That's why we're going to kill the Elder Brain.
I don't agree with much the Mind Flayer has said, if at all anything.
I agree with
At
killing
one
the brain.
Killing the Elder Brain and killing every last one of them.
I'm gonna walk up next to him. What is your name, Mr. Defector, sir?
You can call me...
Nice to meet you, Al, and I stick my hand out.
He slowly raises his gloved hand and shakes your skeletal hand.
My
which is also in gloves,
hand.
actually. I remember.
Which has like a symbiotic glove on it that writhes underneath his hand. Nice to meet you. I'm Chorus.
Chorus.
I like him. See, he's an evil dude, but he's straightforward to the point. I can respect that.
Lying is a waste of time.
While I'm still holding his hand, I'm going to put my other hand on his shoulder. Now, if you do betray us, eventually down the line, I will murder you.
I did not agree to work.
He chuckles
with
hearing
Lich.
this. He's just laughing.
Oh no, I'm not agreeing to work with him right now. We're still going to discuss that. I'm just saying if he, tries to do anything, it will end in murder. Not necessarily because I want to, because you'll have to kill me multiple times, and if you kill me too many times, you unleash the potential hell on Earth, but,
Moros looks very conflicted in this moment. Very, very conflicted. He's, on one hand, disgusted with what he sees before him. He feels sickened by the presence of this being and its friends, its cohorts, and the information that's been given to him about the realm and the state it's in. That we're on the precipice of a cataclysm. Moros then begins to speak very uneasily, and he seems very tense before he begins to speak. You do understand to work with this being would mean to cast aside every moral principle entrusted upon me in my oath. It would mean working against the natural order of the world and the way of things to work with him, a lich, let alone a mind flayer. And to undo the divine veil, to put it at risk, something that was put there more powerful than the gods themselves. You think I would be willing to let this happen? Be willing to work with him in any way?
We're not saying we're gonna do anything about the veil. And when we get to that point, if we have a conflict, we can settle it then. Oath? Now, I don't know how stringent your oath is. Things like that never made too much sense to me. The gods and stuff are confusing. But technically, wouldn't you just working with me be a violation of the natural order of things? I mean, I'm not like an undead who came back through the natural ways of undeath. No matter how much of an abomination you regular mortals might seem it to be. I mean, I'm kept alive by 2 fucking cursed blades.
Just because I'm willing to make an exception for you does not mean I'm willing to make an exception of him.
Now, I'm not saying you
to
gotta
be
make
fair,
an exception.
if I could have killed you mere hours, days ago, I would have. I tried to.
Oh.
And I
That
promise
hurts
you
my
this.
soul.
As I said before, if you do something like that again, if something like that happens, there will be consequences. I will not work with you if that happens again. That does not mean I'm willing to work with this filth.
We don't gotta work alongside him. We just gotta use the information he gave us.
To assist
We can
him
deal
in
with him
accomplishing
on
his
another
goals
day.
along the way.
But anything we do at this point to protect the realm will work out in his favor. He don't care if they die, he don't care if they live. He gave us the information that we need to assist those who are alive.
He will leave. He has already made this perfectly clear. He will leave. He will attempt to leave. And he will work against us.
Excuse us, Al. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna walk over and kind of motion. Huddle time. Come on. We gotta huddle up for this. Alright, come on. Morris. Come on. I know
Morris
it's
does not move.
I know it's
He
tight.
keeps his blade on the Mind Flayer.
Alright, yes. Don't worry.
They're staring right back at you.
I'll put my back to him. You can face him. Keep your sword pointed at him. Whatever you gotta do. Just I need to speak to you in private for a second.
I'm gonna go with you just because the way you said private was so fantastic. I'm gonna step back, keeping the blade fixed on him as hard as I can. I'm keeping my composure, trying not to laugh. He goes back 5 feet, 10 feet away from the Mind Flayer. Just 10 feet though. That's it. From where he is, he steps back 10 feet, keeping the blade towards him. And he's not breaking eye contact with the mother either.
You can put the blade through my ribs, so it's always pointed at him. All right.
No, I've got it around you. I wouldn't have enough range. Range of motion.
Listen. We can just murder him before he tries to leave.
Yes. And he knows this.
Exactly. Because he's gonna try to do the same thing to us.
Yes. I know this.
No possible way we can trust a Mind Flayer.
No, at all. Not at all. I'm just trying to do my best. I'm fucking naked here, boys. I ain't want to fight an army of goblins. I just want to live.
Yeah, boys.
Somebody clip that. That's going on the TikTok, bro.
Okay. You don't even need to roll. You've convinced me. Dude, you can. It was the way. It's the way you say it, not what you said. It's the way you said it. Moros nods. He knows that they. He nods for a second. You see, you've gotten through to him. His expression doesn't change. It's a look of despair in that moment that he sees what you're saying. That we both agree we have to deal with this, and we have to make it out of here alive, because look at the situation around us. Chorus is naked. We're surrounded by goblins everywhere, undead goblins. The Lich defector thingy, whatever his name is, Al Bundy, I don't know, whatever. Moros just nods. Fine.
Listen, if I didn't have to worry about potentially unleashing the fucking might of the Lord of Death onto the world, I'd fucking kill him right now.
You need to get that fixed.
I know, I'm working on it, alright? I asked Echo about it, but Echo doesn't know.
Sorry.
Shut the fuck up, Echo! He's right there!
Sorry.
Oh, fuck.
Whoa.
I forgot all about Echo.
All right,
Jesus Christ.
We just, we do our thing. We use the information he left behind. We avoid him as best as possible. We let him do his own thing. And eventually down the line, when he tries to weaken the veil, or if he can just find a way to leave and we don't even know about it without breaking the veil, what's the harm?
He's going to break the veil, and there will be terrible consequences.
Potentially he might. But if he does try to break it, we kill him.
This is folly. This is folly.
Oh, trust me.
We are messing
with
something beyond us in this way. Even if we don't help him directly, even the smallest chance that he breaks the veil, if he breaks that veil, do you understand? We're talking about unleashing something beyond.
It's incomprehensible. I know. It's fucking terrifying. But you know what else is terrifying?
Why don't we kill him first before we kill all the other mind flayers? And Moros is just kind of... We take the information, we agree to work with him. Right? Right now, we agree to work with him. We take the information, we leave. We kill him first, then, later, we kill the other mind flayers. But he's gotta go first, man. He's fucking nuts. Moros, he looks very freaked out.
Yeah, listen, I get it. Issue is, I don't know if we're gonna be able to find him again after this. I ain't a tracker.
Why don't we just do it now?
Because he's got 72 goblins with him. I counted. There's a lot of fucking goblins.
We could die a dog's death
now. You see Moros
now.
counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What comes after 7?
I was about to say, stop pretending. We know you can't count higher than 8.
8. That's what comes after 7. 8. Thank you.
We really gotta start them math lessons back up.
Well, there's more than 8 goblins over there.
Yeah. Like, quite a bit. Okay, Lord. You said the largest concentration of the fucking metal, the arcanium or whatever the fuck it's called, is where you're from, right?
Yes.
You read our thoughts. And if he can read our thoughts, isn't he listening right now?
Actually, yeah. Do you guys want to roll me some wisdom saves?
All of those. This will just let us know that we can't trust him now, at all.
Wisdom save. I have a really good wisdom save.
I'm sorry, boys.
He's just shrugging his shoulders as he's watching you guys. He's just like, whatever.
As Moros just kind of goes, don't you think you can hear our thoughts right now? And there's like a tingle in the back of his head. He definitely is listening to us right now.
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
And
no, I didn't mean that we were going to kill you first.
Morris,
no.
He knew for a fact that you were going to kill him the moment he turned his back. That's why he never fucking walked away from you.
Well, to be honest, I would try to kill you guys if you tried to kill me. I mean, isn't that normal?
No,
I mean,
you're supposed to die. You're already dead.
Morris chuckles.
Good point, human. Good point.
Alright, well, okay, so we're gonna leave. We're gonna take the information he gave from us. We're gonna deliberate on what to do with it. He might try to murder you. I'm not gonna say he won't. You already know he wants to. But I'll try to convince him to go off and do the other things first, so we're strong enough to fight you and your goblin army when it comes to that. Because it's gonna come to that. Like, we both know it. Like, You might have a bit more than a goblin army at that point, but I'll be a bit more than just a skeleton with some tattered robes and some creepy gloves.
Yeah, for the time being, we get what we need from each other, and then the next time we meet,
we kill each other.
Morris looks so desperate at this point. He's like dropping his shoulders. He's still got a hold on his sword, kind of pointing it at him. Don't you see? He's just going to kill us first. He's just going to find us and kill us first.
Pinky promise us.
Actually,
He's reading my mind. He can't be trusted on a pinky promise.
I mean, well, if he can read my mind, hell, fuck it, I'll let you read my thoughts. I'll let you do it. Then you know I'm telling the truth when I say about 2 hours, a bit more than 2 hours ago, it's probably about 4 or 5 at this point, I murdered a pack of Allens, not by any will of my own. I slaughtered hundreds of thousands of people roughly 200 years ago. No, by no choice of my own, of course. Don't fucking kill me. It's a bad fucking move. I don't stay dead.
I'll tell you this. I'll only try to kill you if you try to kill me.
Okay, you know what? I think that's fair. I think we're just gonna walk away and leave. We got what we came for. We have cleared the forest of the whispers. I did some unspeakable things. We discovered information on the Mind Flayer Scourge. And I think, you got the necklace that you wanted.
You got a necklace?
Yeah, the fucking Tombs Guard or whatever the fuck he was that blew his own head off. He told me about it, so.
Moros puts up one finger. If we are
Yes.
going to work with him in some sort of non-mutual but mutual benefactory way. He talked about payment before. Might as well hear him out on the rest of it. What payment?
I think the payment is walking away with our lives right now.
No, he meant giving us money. He needs our help.
You're an
He
investment.
needs someone to do his dirty work on the surface, and if he wants us to do his dirty work in any way, shape, or form, be it to help him or help ourselves, he's going to have to pay for it. Lloyd is a soldier of fortune. You are a man with goals and ambitions. You want to get back to your people, you want to fix yourself, you're going to need these resources to do so. And I need resources to get where I need to go. So,
That sounds
let's hear him out. At least on this. I've already broken my oath 2 or 3 times on the way here, so let's break it a 4th time.
You know what? Is it breaking your oath if the god you serve doesn't break the oath, doesn't punish you? Is your god
Just to say
trying to tell you
hasn't
that it's
been the
a
right time
Maybe
yet?
he's saying that you're on a thin line, but it's kind of necessary.
Yeah.
I really just think it's one of those things where the timing hasn't quite come where I'll face the punishment for that one yet.
Wait, don't you
Considering
serve
all the
nature?
things. I serve the natural world in a natural order, and to work with you, and to work with him, and to work with a Lich, and to work with all these undead goblins, and to take payment for doing the right thing, all of these things would be breaking my oath.
But isn't the most natural thing to adapt and evolve?
No, the most natural thing... What are you saying? Adapt and evolve, survive. No, the most natural thing in the world is life. Life itself. And death is the anathema to it. He is the anathema to it.
Okay, well, my buddy Sarkot, he's giving me emotions to project right about now, and he feels real sad about that.
I don't give a damn what the god of the dead thinks. I care what the goddess, god, whatever it may be, of the living thinks of nature. And I wonder if in this moment they look down upon me, and my father looks down upon me, and they are disappointed. Because I'm willing to put aside my morals and my principles to work with this. To let this go on. To work with you, I believed my father would make an exception. That is why I did. I see no shame in this.
Well,
But to work with him. To merely just do this to walk away with my life. To take payment for these things. You don't understand these things because you don't have the same oaths. You never could understand.
Nope. You're right, I can't. That's why I'm trying. Here's what I'm gonna do. Mr. Lichman, he don't need your money. I pull out 100 gold and I put it in Moros's hands. Let's just fucking leave right now, alright?
Well, Moros, the most natural thing is nothing, because before life there was nothing. So life is unnatural. Death is unnatural. Everything being is unnatural. We should return to nothingness.
I'm still holding Morris's hand with 100 gold
I
in it.
hate you both with every fiber of my being.
Walk away with me. All right.
He's going with him. He's still looking back at the Mind Flayer, ranting about how much he hates Chorus and Lloyd as he goes. I can't believe I'm here with the two of you and I'm doing this.
Goodbye, Al. We'll see you at a later date. Please don't try to murder us on our way home.
When I see you again, you'll be dead. More dead than you are now.
This is how he says I love you. Don't worry about it. It's his love language.
I know.
It's okay. It's okay. We're okay.
The sand is rough and coarse.
I hate the sand as well. It is rough and coarse.
All right. Well,
It's everywhere.
Let's head back to what was it? Fucking Ravenmore, the one with the bitch priest. All right. And I don't say bitch because it's a woman. I say bitch because she was annoying as fuck.
Oh, well, me and you are very different.